All right, Shalom, Kahaloyim, Wahawadla, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash, double honor be unto the head elders, who are the apostles and bishops, a great millstone. And Shalom to you, Akim, out there in like mind, who pushed in this word in sincerity and in truth. Welcome to another Proverbs of the day, where we get wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and prophecy from the wisest king to live of his time, King Solomon. And this is going to be Proverbs 19 on life and conduct, okay? Verse 1, better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. So the NLT says, better to be poor and honest than to be dishonest and a fool. Also, that the soul be without knowledge, it is not good. And he that hasteth with his feet sinneth. The foolishness of man perverteth his way, and his heart fretteth against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Wealth maketh many friends, but the poor is separated from his neighbor. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. Many will entreat the favor of the prince, and every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts. Yeah, man, everybody is every person in this world, what I'm saying, if you give them something, a gift in particular, it's like, yeah, you're the man. But giving them knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and the fear of the Lord, they don't want nothing to do with that, man. All right, it's showing us that being carnal is not the way. All the brethren of the poor do hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He pursueth them with words, yet they are wanting to him. NLT says, the relatives of the poor despise them. How much more will their friends avoid them? Though the poor plead with them, their friends are gone. All right. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. He that keepeth understanding shall find good. Yeah, to acquire wisdom is to love yourself. People who cherish understanding will prosper. And that's what we're trying to do, man. We're trying to prosper in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes. All right. NLT says, it isn't right for a fool to live in luxury or a slave to rule over princes. Hey, and that's the so-called white man. Esau Edom is a fool, but yet he lives in luxury. The top elite banking families, and they're slaves, man, and they rule over us. We are the princes. Says the discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. NLT says sensible people control their temper. They earn respect by overlooking wrongs. Yeah, and that's what we're trying to be, man. The king's wrath is as the roaring of a lion, but his favor is as dew upon the grass. That's right. It's a pleasant thing, to be amongst a wise king and to be wise yourself. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dropping. Yeah, man. A foolish child is a calamity to a father. A quarrelsome wife is as annoying as a constant dripping, man. And that's why these women, man, when it comes to dealing with these women, you just got to deal with them. You just got to deal with them as it is, man. Because trying to push off on them something that they're not going to accept is futile, man. It's just not going to work. Houses and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. That's why we're always doing something in this work, man. He that keepeth the commandment keepeth his soul, but he that despiseth his ways shall die. He that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. So that's what the Lord is. That's what the Lord does, man. The Lord is a just power. It's like that's why the scriptures say it's better to give than to receive. You know, to the best of your ability, whatever circumstance you may be in. Chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. And that's what this society doesn't allow. This society doesn't allow you to discipline your kids, man, your children. All right? That's why this goddamn world gotta go, man. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment, for if thou deliver him, yet thou must do it again. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that shall stand. All right? And this is something that we went over at the camp yesterday with an individual that came by the camp. He knew a little something. But, you know, as time went on, it seemed like he was trying to teach rather than listen. And this is one of the points that we had to make to him, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Lord, controls men. Overall, he controls everything. The counsel of the Lord is going to stand. All right? Not men's, counsel. The desire of a man is his kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. The fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. That's why right now we're in the Sabbath. We're trying to keep the Sabbath to the best of our ability. All right? Do the things that is pleasing to the Lord, because we don't want the judgment of the wicked, man. A slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom, and will not so much as bring it again to his mouth. Smite a scorner, and the simple will beware, and reprove one that hath understanding, and he will understand knowledge. Once again, going into those that seek knowledge and that, cherish knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Lord, they're going to be appreciative. But the fools are not. He that wasteth his father and chaseth away his mother is a son that causeth shame and bringeth reproach. Cease, my son, to hear the instruction that causeth to err from the words of knowledge. An ungodly witness scorneth judgment, and the mouth of the wicked devoureth iniquity. Showing us that what all this world is about is iniquity, man. All right? Which is sin upon sin. They don't know any other way. Judgments are prepared for scorners, and stripes for the backs of fools. All right? And we're not trying to be judged with the scorners and the scoffers and those that despise the Lord, man. All right?